Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is Jim, aka Satramula Beta, and we are continuing with the Kerbal Career program. I have just done a moon mission, and tried to get to Minimus, but I haven't gotten any missions for that yet, so that kind of sucks. So right now I'm actually recruiting, basically going to be recruiting some Kerbals or Kerbinauts, rescuing them from orbit because I have, that it's a free way to get Kerbins or Kerbals. So, and it costs 93,800 Kerbal bucks to recruit a Kerbinaut at this point. So, it actually saves us money to go get them. There are 2 in orbit right now. I also am going to be launching some satellites, basically to get enough money so that I can afford to go do some more moon landing stuff, get some more science, so I can unlock some of the final tech tree stuff that I need to really get further out. What I really someone followed me. Thank you. I need to get really access to the science lab, which I have, but I need access some of the other parts so that I can really potentially launch one. So I'm going to do that. I want to basically put probably something on the Mun or Minmus to actually be a research base that can just constantly be generating science while I'm doing other stuff. That's the best way to generate science in the kind of middle to early to middle game once you need, so to unlock the tech tree basically. So this is my 2.0 version of my rescue craft. Why did I? Oh yeah. So I need to get rid of this. They're more expensive, and I can't actually return to the ground. So there's really no reason to have the more expensive retractable solar panels because they're never going to go back. So this is the 2.0 version of my rescue craft that's going to fly up and pick up a couple Kerbins out of orbit. I got to make sure that my crew is just Jeb. Yep. All right. I stripped off some of the unnecessary parts. I reduced the RCS fuel load. I reduced the battery storage because it doesn't need a probe core. So it doesn't use a lot of electricity, and it's not transmitting or acting as a relay, so it doesn't need that much. So this is just for LKO. One thing I did make a change to in the launch vehicle is add a couple of these vernier thrusters engines here. These are off the would be like a Soviet R7 or K7, excuse me, Soyuz type thing, but they make just a little bit of extra thrust to get my thrust to weight ratio up above 1.2, which is really where you want it to be for launch in atmosphere. And then I can actually cut them out because they're not as efficient as the other one, and they're not really producing that much thrust. They're not that necessary later on. So I'll cut those out and keep flying. But very basic craft. This is the Pomegranate return vehicle, re-entry module, so it has enough room for 3 Kerbins in it. It's got its own built-in decoupler. So it's a nice little package of everything I need in one. The only thing I had to add was inline stabilizer and probably some extra batteries and RCS thrusters and stuff like that, because it doesn't have any reaction wheels. So I tested this before. I actually used this for LKO Rescue 1.0. I've actually made the vehicle lighter, and I have increased the thrust. So this should launch a little easier and actually probably end up with a little bit more Delta V in orbit. But it's still got tons of Delta V where it needs it in orbit to, catch those 2 Kerbins. So we're going to go ahead and launch it and get it onto the launch pad. And I'm going to wait until so I need to rescue get rid of flight engineer down here. What did I accomplish? don't know what that. Anyway, so I've got to Hadster and Elizon or whatever. So really, if I do this right, I'm going to let Hadsters get right about here or so, and that should let me catch up to it. And then I should also be able to catch up with Elizon and still be behind it, and I can drop to a lower orbit and catch up. So we'll go ahead and warp, time warp. Oh, hello, kitty. All right, come here. Every time you just want to be part of the stream. All right. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that. And that should be, give or take, where I need to be. Throttle up and the launch. Ooh, that's a little louder than I wanted. So yeah, we're gonna do standard descent profile, pretty easy. This should be pretty stable as well. It's a little wiggly, but that's okay. It doesn't have a ton of reaction wheel, but we're gonna start a gravity turn here. It has plenty of gimbal on the engines. The engines are very easy to. It's actually got quite a bit of gimbal between the little vernier engines and the larger would have been the Atlas, I guess, Titan engines from the Titan 2. It was used to launch Gemini. These are the Gemini type engines, and they're actually perfect for this kind of middle game thing, which you know didn't have in the early game. This has got the making history expansion. Obviously, these parts are not stock. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut those vernier engines on there. My thrust to weight ratio is still, yes, 2.0. It's fine, but those are not the most efficient engines. So we're gonna keep burning stage 1 here as is, and I think we've got, what is my delta V? That's weird. It doesn't show my current delta V. Probably because I cut those engines. I'm not sure. It should give me some option, but it doesn't matter. Stage 2 is going to get us the rest of the way to orbit. We're on an orbital altitude of about, I'm going to say 4,000, or I mean 70 kilometers, just a little over 70 kilometers. This is not the most efficient engine in atmosphere. I probably should consider putting some boosters on the next one. I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible, and that may be kind of a goof on my part. So we're going to start turning a little bit more, and we're getting our apoapsis to like 75 kilometers. That should be good. Both the other ones are orbiting at about 80. And then we're just going to lock on prograde. And then we get a little higher and then deploy the fairing. I like to deploy about 60 kilometers. Which may not be actually the best place to do it, but that's where I'm going to go. Just wait to about 60 and deploy the fairing. And then I should be planning my burn. That periapsis up. What did I do? I just turned off. Somehow turned off my so what the heck happened to better burn time? I lost sight of my other things on the map. And I don't have... What the hell did I just do? Yeah, my bit of burn time isn't active either. What's going on here? I just used it when I was testing this. That's... Actually, I didn't test this. I tested the other vehicle I was launching. Because I knew this one would make it into space. And we're almost circularized here. Oh, my apoapsis is way too high. Didn't want to do that. Alright, so we'll burn prograde and bring that apoapsis back down. What's going on here? When did I hit? F. That's interesting. Oh, that's weird. How the hell did I toggle ships? It's nuts. Weird. Alright, well... Oh, I really don't want flags on there. Yeah, so I'm going to have to intersect Elizon first. Set as target. And get 4 point. I can get close. I hate doing maneuver nodes because everything is so fiddly in this game. Come on, you piece of shit. God. Ugh. Should have enough. All right, cool. I'm just trying to get. This is not the most efficient encounter I could get, but it's okay. We'll get where we need to go. Kind of got... Alright, cool. Got just enough delta V to slow down. I can ditch this stage. Turn around and burn off all of our excess velocity. All right. Point towards the target. Oop. Got a stage. .3 kilometers in 77 seconds. Okay. That's cool. Let's go ahead and extend the solar panels. I don't even have to get that close. I just have to get close enough to EVA over. Extend the solar panels. I got plenty of RCS. I got plenty of Delta V. For it's really excessive for what I need to do. Between the RCS and the Delta V, I should be able to, or the Delta V and the main tank, I should be able to do just about everything I need. Well, I could go to the MUN with this. I don't want to, but I could do that. All right, let's see. I'm just trying to get close here. I'm pointed away from the target, which okay, I didn't have. Need to hit F4 there. All right. We're less than a kilometer away. Do this. Do. Use RCS to do the rest. What's up, dude? Not much. I am rescuing some poor trapped Kerbals from space because their lesser space programs could not get them where they need to go. But I will rescue these bad boys. What's up with you, dude? Yeah, this is the not much going on here either, and this is kind of the this is the boring bit, just maneuvering this poor bastard back to this return capsule, but it's worth quite a bit of money to me, which is part of why I am doing it. I need the extra cash. Is this crew hatch? Or is this the crew hatch? I figure out how to get it back on this thing. There it is. Can you remember where it is? It's not as obvious on the little Russian capsule. All right, so, and then I got to get this guy. Set as target. Getting close to. I already get a pretty close encounter here. I can just get the damn thing to line up. Keep skipping over it. 2.1 kilometers, that's about as good as I'm going to get right now. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it is the story of life. You got to get that extra money. Get that money. Because I'm getting that money by saving people from space. So I guess that's good. I don't know. Quick little adjustment here. Cool. So I'm going to come around for this intersection here. Warp here, and then get ready to point retrograde to target. And that will hopefully put me in the proper encounter with that, and we can get that guy. Land this bad boy. Yep, there's Hadster's Hulk. That's the one we got to get. And all I did was basically increase my apoapsis to increase my orbital period so that it would catch up to me, basically, because it was behind me. It's more or less how it goes. There we go. Awesome. Nice easy encounter. Just gotta do some time warp here to get close enough. Just have to get within range of it so that I can activate the Kerbin inside. Oh, some debris. Look at that. I have so much extra fuel. I should do something with it. I gotta remember to put scientists. This is gonna be 3.0 of this. Is I gotta remember to put science experiments on this piece, because like I could be picking up science right now and I'm not. That's just that's a waste of the money. .1 kilometers. Get pretty close here. I don't need to get that close. Then I gotta remember once I'm on the ground to destroy all of these capsules that are up here. And I'll keep getting confused again. Alright, that is all of the available velocity. Hadster is a pilot. Alright, so you're in EVA space. Nope, that's too far. That's where I want to go. And get right on this. This is probably too fast, but you know, these Kerbins, they like to live dangerously. This pilot, he pushing the envelope for what the machine can handle. And that missed the grab it, board. Crew report. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Let's see. Save game. All right. And now, come on. Let's set our to orbit. And we're going to go ahead and begin our deorbit burn. Aiming for a splashdown. Actually, what I should do is aim for a deorbit closer to the KSC. Get the maximum amount of money. There we go. All right, so that was a success. We got the staging ready. And go ahead, and what we want to do is point basically this way before we stage, so that there's no chance that we'll accidentally intersect with our craft as we plummet into the atmosphere and start slowing down. We gotta hope that the aerodynamics and the weighting on this thing is where it should be, and it points the way we want it to, because we really have absolutely no attitude control whatsoever. I just got a laptop that I got fixed up, and I am doing some install of drivers and updates, so I'm doing that as well. All right, these poor guys are coming in. Wind pressure, altitude. 1,000 meters should be fine, because I'm going to come in short now. Might have to... I got to remember next time I use the Trajectories mod to like account for the spin of Kerbin. That was my fault. I wonder if I can actually EVA successfully. Nope. All right. I was wondering if I could hold on long enough. That's why I did a quick save. Save 21, I think. Yeah. Don't want to kill my poor Kerbin. Although if they get high enough level, they do get their own parachute. I wonder if I can do this fast enough. Yeah, I did it. Success. Cheated death. Yeah, if they get a high enough level, they can parachute, which is actually how the Soviet astronauts first did it. They just had to parachute out of the poor thing, or parachute out of there. Which is a hell of a thing to have to do. Come on. Oh, okay. Right. I forgot to turn the warp back on. I'm going to keep this pinned just in case. No, it looks like I'm going for splashdown now. That's fine. 1,000 meters is actually higher than it needs to be if we do a splashdown. Set it to 500 meters and save us all some time. Barely damage it or eating through the ablator. This is enough to come in from interplanetary speeds. And we're barely doing that. We're barely, orbital speed. It didn't open soon enough. Oh no. I screwed up. I really thought 550 meters would be enough for that parachute to open. All right, let's try this again. EVA report. All right, and then set that there. I'll just leave it at 1,000 meters this time. All right. I'm just gonna let this bad boy go in. I should probably install better time warp. So let's just get in here. I know 1,000 meters is plenty high opening to get the parachute open in time. So we'll just leave it be. I don't need in-flight flight trajectory. Cool. All right. There we go. Going for a nice soft landing. Oh, I can do a surface sample? Maybe? Hey, look at that. That's dumb. All right, let's recover this vehicle. Hit the Space Center again, and I didn't get that much science. I need like another... What I really want is to be able to get enough science to unlock I need like 90 science, I think, because I want to get miniaturization so I can get this. Yeah, I need 90 science, which I'm not going to get. So my next mission is... All right, well, we got a couple more rescue things. I'm not going to do those tonight. What I'm going to do instead is do these 2 satellites, and I've already built the satellite launcher. This one needs a one of them needs a materials bay, one of them needs a thermometer. So the only thing I got to do is add science units to these other ones, because I did not do that. I added a material bay, but not the other science stuff to it. So we might as well have a little bit of everything on these guys. Just get what we can out of them, especially because there's actually missions that will come later that ask you to get science from space near Kerbin, or just any science, and it doesn't really matter what. So might as well have something in orbit that can already do that. These will also operate as they'll operate as relays, so that is useful too. So let's put the goo containers, tuck those in here. So these are not actually the same satellite. Just to save mass, only one of them needed to have the Science Junior materials bay on there, so I just didn't do it. It also let me make the rocket a little smaller and a little more effective. So this one is a slightly different launch vehicle. This uses the booster tanks and engines from a Soviet K-7 based rocket, along with... So this part is very similar. The central core is similar. It's got these 2 boosters, just to give it the thrust to weight ratio and also delta V to get everything in orbit. So the main stage will put it to about 100 and something kilometer orbit, and then apoapsis, and then this fuel tank will circularize the orbit. The onboard fuel tanks and liquid fueled engines will then put the satellites into a further high orbit, which I just realized these have Terrier engines on them instead of, that's way more than they need to be. We can do spark engines because these are just satellites in not in an atmosphere. So I noticed that, or just noticed that this time. So we'll go ahead and change that. Ouch. That's way more than it needs to, and this will also improve the overall mass of the vessel as well. So reduce size, mass, all that stuff. So a little bit more delta V even then. Although the Terrier is technically more efficient, but these are fine. So we will launch using that. So these both have plenty of battery power. They have plenty of solar panels, and they have a couple of high gain antennas to act as relays, which you might notice here. And they also both have Kerbal engineering units or engineering system units on them. What you may notice is tucked down here is actually another probe core. And so this is technically adding a little bit of expense to this because it's got a probe core battery and some electrical generation. But this is actually so I can deorbit the second stage. The first stage, the boosters in the first stage will fall away. They will burn up in the atmosphere. I don't need to worry about them. But this one would be in orbit when we launch the satellites. And I want to go ahead and reduce the amount of waste I'm leaving in space. Now, in Kerbal Space Program, you can just destroy them, but this is more fun. So let's see. I've got my central core and the two boosters staged, and then that's the separatrons, built-in separatrons on those fuel tanks, and the separators are ready to go. Make sure these are auto-strutted. Yes, okay. And then no, that's the wrong engine. Good thing I checked. Okay, so this is... No? Alright, still wrong. How did I mess that up? Alright. So these two need to be here. Put that up here. And we want to deploy the fairing early, or in the mission and the ascent, then having stage 2. So we want to deploy it probably before stage 2 activates. Yeah, we definitely do, because stage 2 will get into is going to be well in above orbital the Kármán line, or the Van Kármán line. I think that's what they call it. This way. So I can actually redesign this fairing too a little bit. Make a slightly smaller fairing. Save a little mass too, and cost. So that all looks good. Might as well have as much science equipment on there as we can. Doesn't cost that much. We just got to make sure. So there's two missions. One has to have a thermometer, and the other one has to have a materials bay, and they both need to be at fairly high orbits. So we'll save, and I'm probably going to use that launcher, that launch vehicle, or a version of that launch vehicle again for some manned missions. So Kerbin missions? I don't know. Kerbal missions. All right, do a quick save while we're on the ground, and then SAS on, throttle up. We're actually going to throttle it a little down. Well, no, I guess I'm not worried about anything. Throttle up, and we'll launch. And one of the things I'm going to do while we're fairly low is I'm going to turn the orientation of this. I probably could have just done this in the vehicle assembly building, and it might have been smart to do it that way, actually. But I want to do it this way and make sure that the boosters fall away to the sides and don't end up hitting the main stage. And also, I really started my gravity turn a little late there, but the gimbal on the central engines is enough to turn this, but it is not nearly as much as it probably could be. These boosters really want to keep it going in one direction. Actually, I'm going to throttle down a little bit. So we're probably hitting max Q any time now, given our altitude and everything. So we don't need to be making it any harder. Plus, I'm trying to keep it subsonic until we release the boosters. Not subsonic, but not hypersonic, I guess. Supersonic, not hypersonic. Until we drop the boosters. Which the boosters are about to go, so full throttle and deploy the boosters. And then we are on. Now, so this is we're really just going to fly this up as high as it will take us. And it really doesn't matter because they both need to have apoapsises. They need of over 3 million kilometers. So this is probably going to take us to over 100, just depending on my profile. I kind of, like I said, I didn't do that gravity turn as efficiently as I could have. So that may cause me some issues, but it should, and it may put me at a higher orbit. I've got plenty of delta V on the second stage to finish the job, though. So there's no concern really there. Yeah, we're probably looking closer to 150 kilometers, maybe even a little bit more. Again, that's totally fine, because we're going to deploy the fairing there. We're still in the atmosphere. And then I'm just going to use a little scooch there from the, what is this, the Cheetah engine? 178 kilometers almost. So that's that's a high orbit. Which is totally fine. That's really what we want. Just to be up there. Plenty of hang time. Plenty of time for that Cheetah to help circularize. And because this is just... there we go. Yeah, so we're going to try and circularize there. It needs 811... 0.2 meters per second. That's plenty. I've got plenty. And then we'll go ahead and deploy. The solar panels are probably excessive on this, to be honest, because the engine has an alternator and it will generate power. But so we'll deorbit this one once we've circularized the orbit and gotten the satellites ready to launch. So we'll launch the satellites, then deorbit the booster stage, or the central core. Second stage, I guess I should say. And then we'll work on getting the satellites into their particular orbits. Yeah, so this has a RCS wheel and batteries and, its own Kerbal Engineer thing. Didn't really need the Kerbal Engineer thing, but it's not that heavy and it only costs 100 Kerbal bucks. So I figured I'd throw it on there. It gives me an exact rate of how much delta V I'll have. And we'll begin our burn. And these both have tons of RCS fuel. They have their main tank plus RCS, a big RCS tank. So they're in plenty good shape to get where they need to go. And then they'll make a nice... like I said, orbital relay to an extent. It's not really important that they be there, but might as well use them. That's why I'd put these slightly larger, because these antennas are actually function as relay antennas as well. Couldn't hurt. Especially given the high orbit they're going to be at, they'll probably be able to pick up a little bit more than the stations on the Kerbin. So that's good, I guess. Anything to expand the ComNet, especially because my tracking station is not particularly well upgraded yet. So Finish the last little adjustment here. There we go. 175 kilometers. Yeah, so we got half the tank of liquid fuel here. But so do a quick save here, and then we will detach. We're gonna point. I guess anti-normal and stage, and then we'll point this way. Point retrograde. Oop, that's prograde. This probe core does not have the automatic retrograde prograde tracking. It's a very basic probe core. So, but it does what we need to do as SAS. And then we will deorbit this bad boy. All right. As soon as it's got a negative negative apoapsis or periapsis, that's all we need. So let's deploy. Ooh, did I lose an antenna? Or did it not? Did I forget to put an antenna on? That's it. Well, whatever. This one doesn't need it. It just needs an antenna. Extend the solar panels. That's weird. I could have sworn I had put two antennas on there. Yeah, it may have gotten broken off. How did it switch to that one? But whatever. Okay. Extend solar panel. Extend the antenna. Come on. Do your thing. There we go. Get this last solar panel loose. And then this is going to be the first one. This one needs to get to an orbit of... Yeah, so this is the orbit we're aiming for on this one. So we want to set our apoapsis to where the periapsis is marked on here, and then this will get us the right place. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is 868.3 meters per second. I should have plenty. So we didn't want to stage. All right, so point towards the maneuver, and then that node is not going to be for 9 minutes. So it needs 97 seconds. That's plenty of time. Just go ahead and let it warp all the way there. And this little spark engine has very low thrust, but it's still 1.37 thrust to weight ratio. I mean, that's, impressive. Or plenty for this. Because it's a very light chip. And then at those orbital velocities, once I get up there, I'll be able to use my RCS to do any final tweaking if I need to. Oop, I'm going way far off there. There we go. that should be close enough. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll set the apoapsis as a maneuver node at the apoapsis. And then what is the... Yeah, 431 meters per second. And that should be... I'm going to have to change my inclination a little bit too, but I'm going to do that once I'm in a higher orbit. Because that will require less expenditure of delta V to get there. Oh. Let's get prepared for our burn here. We're getting close now. Probably should have put those... It would look better if I'd put the antennas, like, rotated them 45 degrees, but oh well. C'est la vie. Alright, so everything looks good there, but I need to change my inclination a bit. So I will adjust accordingly. Right about there. And that should put us... I don't remember what the actual, like, requirements for how far off you can be, but I think we're pretty... we're going to be pretty close there. You have to be within a few... Yeah, it just depends. A few percentage points of where it's supposed to be. The tolerances are actually pretty high. Use RCS for this. Did it disappear? It did. All right, so the orbital track disappeared. Yes, I succeeded on that one. So what I'm going to do is save my game, go back to the tracking station. Even though I could switch from the map, I'm going to use the tracking station to do this. Go back, because that will give me the money from that. Completed that. Yes. All right, cool. Made my money, and then I will... yeah. So this one's going to be a little bit closer because it's heavier. It's got the same fuel payload, or same fuel supply, a little heavier payload. So I'm going to probably have to use the RCS thrusters to finish its orbit, getting its orbit set up. But the good news is I don't have to adjust the inclination at all, so I don't have to waste anything on that. So I really want to be basically straight there, and then set my apoapsis to intersect with the periapsis line. Make some minor adjustments in the exact location of the burn. I guess it affects the timing of the burn too. That should be close enough. So that's 726.2 meters per second. And I've got 1400. Activate engine. Get ready to go ahead and... Why won't it warp? Oh. I love it when it does this. There we go. So do a quick burn to get the maneuver node up, or get my apoapsis up where I want it to be. Then do the same thing, get the set the periapsis. We should be good. How I long for the more advanced probe cores that would let me just automatically set my maneuver node and not have to worry about it. But that's what we're doing science for. We're going to do some science up here and send it back to Kerbin. All right, let's time warp on here. Make this burn go a little faster. Course correction there. And getting close. There we go. Let's see how that looks on the screen. That looks perfect, or very close to it. So we will then circularize our transfer orbit and get our apoapsis up where we want it. Make some minor orbital adjustments here. And that should be good. 420. Anyway, 420.8 meters per second. Yeah, I got plenty. I've got 741 meters per second. So I actually didn't have to worry about it as much as I thought. We'll go ahead and get this thing into orbit. And we want, and then we will start planning our return trip to the Mun. I was actually foiled last time because I did not realize I had access to some of the bigger engines, which was dumb on my part. I unlocked them. I should know that I got them. But actually, I was making it much harder on myself trying to use the 1.8 meter parts. So I thought that was the best I had. Be interesting to see exactly when it kicks in. Because we should see the periapsis turn into the apoapsis here, and then we'll see this purple line disappear once it's where it's supposed to be. Although, I think I have to wait 10 seconds. I have to maintain stability for 10 seconds. Nope. The line disappears before that. I'm going to go ahead and complete the burn anyway. All right. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. We've done it. All right, so 2 satellites in orbit. Kind of sucks that one lost its... did it lose it or just not put it on? No, see, if it lost it, it'd still have a mount here. I guess I forgot to have symmetry on when I did it. Okay, well, back to the Space Center. So, I have a Minimus and Mun vehicle. Yeah, that's not it. Although that is what got me around the Mun. That's not it. Oh yes, I called it the gym because I thought it looked ugly. So I named it after myself. All right, so this does not need to have. I made this way harder than I needed to by using the other parts here. So that this makes an excellent upper stage. So I'm going to keep that. But we're going to ditch the primary stage. So I've got my lander here, and I've got a vehicle that I can rendezvous with in orbit once we get to the Mun, because that's one of the things that one of the contracts I need to complete. But what I can do is build a different, completely different fuel system, or primary core. So we're gonna do that. Yeah, we can use the Rockamex Jumbo. All right, and then put mainsail on there. Actually, the mainsail has enough oomph on its own to get the to handle this rocket. So what I'm gonna do is, because I love being excessive, I'm gonna put these boosters on here anyway, and use them to give me some extra delta. You know what? I actually don't need to do that. That's silly. At least I don't need that many boosters. Improve the delta V calculations a little bit by adding these guys on right there. That's 4,400 meters per second. I hope this works. I hope this is enough. Oh no. Oh, it's too tall. Okay. Well, I can fix that by having an even more excessive thrust to weight ratio. But I can add more boosters and thus keep my delta V high enough. So let's see. Make these a little bit bigger. All right, let's see. Mainsail, nose. Oh. All right, and then these are separatrons for that. Yeah, my thrust to weight ratio is still good. Actually, it doesn't look nearly as ugly as it did before. See you later, man. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we're gonna go to space. Do some space stuff. All right, make sure the staging is right on here. Then deploy the fairing. That. And then this is going to be our service module, basically. So we want to have those. And then, yeah. Wait. Yeah, so this will be the upper stage. This upper stage will be the lander. It's got our science kit. It's got solar panels. It's got communications. So that's good. It's got enough Delta V to land a couple times probably. I think that looks good. Thrust to weight ratio is good. It's too heavy though. Oh, you're killing me here. What's my weight? All right, let's see if I can get under the weight, maximum weight. Still plenty of Delta V, I think, for a MUN mission. At least a MUN landing and return. And a rendezvous. This one has the Probodiene Octo on it. Yeah, that's what we want. Because we want to leave this in orbit. And actually, there was a mission to rescue someone from the MUN. I wonder where he is. And if that's still a mission. If it is, I'm going to go pick that up. Yeah. Let's see. Call this the Luna 1. I think that was the name of a Soviet program at one point. Mission control. On the surface of the MUN. Alright, so Burnand. I don't think it's going to show me where he's landed. That's the only real question, is if he's in a place where I can get him. So what I'm going to do is do a quick save. I mean, I guess I'll just take the mission and I can rescue him at some point. Surface of the MUN. Lachelle and Leia also pick up those. Because rescue missions are boring, but they're awesome for getting as many Kerbins as we can pick up. So, let's give it a shot on the old Luna 1 launch. And see, it's got enough Delta V. It's got enough gimbal for control. So all that stuff's good. It's got enough thrust to weight ratio. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So my thrust to weight ratio was terrible all of a sudden. It's because the somehow the mainsail got shifted to the wrong thing. So, let's shift these down to make a nice stable base for taking off. Oh, I picked up that mission. I forgot to see where he was. I should see where on the MUN he is. If he's in a position I can actually rescue him on this mission. Yeah, I should be able to pick him up. What is this guy's? Oh, this guy's orbit is. That's going to be fun. That's going to require some additional work to get that guy out of trouble. You know what? I'm also going to pick up the put a satellite in orbit of the MUN mission because I might as well. Yeah. Because an antenna can generate power. Yeah. Might as well set a. Oh no. I can't get any more active contracts. Oh, how much does it cost to upgrade? I have enough upgrade mission control. Okay. Do the satellite one because I'm going to need a communication satellite for the MUN anyway. Might as well get paid to do it. I'm not going to do it this round, but might as well do that to the contract. So, Luna 1 looks good. I mean, it looks ugly as hell, but it looks like it can do the trick. And ready to launch. Looks like staging is where it should be. Let's check our crew. We really only want a scientist. He's done the MUN. Debdrid has not. So let's do Debdrid on the MUN. He's done the flyby of the MUN, but hasn't landed. Yeah. Okay. So we'll send these guys. That'll give them the most chance to level up. So I think we are good to launch. Fingers crossed that I don't kill all these guys in space. All right, and we are ready to go. I'm actually going to turn the throttle down because this thing has excessive thrust-to-weight ratio. And we don't need to squish our Kerbins, at least quite yet. And we'll do our gravity turn. Part of the problem is this has a rather enormous payload fairing on the top here, so it's a little ungainly. I'm actually going to throttle back again because I'm trying to keep our acceleration at a manageable level. God, I get this gravity. It just does not want to turn. It's got so much. It's got so much drag at the front. Oh, is this going to burn out before the... I think it is. Yeah, it's going to burn out before... I should put fuel lines on there. Oops. Alright, well. That thing's dead weight. I didn't realize that it was going to burn faster than the damn... Enable crossfeed. Oh. No, that was bad news. Alright. So, do I have fuel ducts? Okay, cool. So, I will go ahead and use the external fuel duct option to pump fuel one way from the boosters into the main central core. That will mean the boosters burn out before the central core, which is what we wanted in the first place. Okay. I did not realize that they would they had enough they had that much fuel in them comparatively. All right, SAS active and go. Oh, why it's wanting to do a turn like that? It is really wanting to twist. Oh. Didn't get, didn't have my symmetry turned on for some reason. So there we go. Put that on there. There. Now, let's try that again. It was doing what it was supposed to, which is draining the external tanks. Booster tanks first. It's not actually how it works on the Soyuz, but it is how it works on something like the Falcon Heavy. The Delta... Is that Delta? Yeah, I think the Delta 4 Heavy is the one that they actually decided to go with. The Delta configuration, they throttle down the central engine so it doesn't burn as fast. It doesn't have any fuel crossfeed. The only one actually, I think, active that has fuel crossfeed from the external booster tanks is the Falcon Heavy. Although I've made quite a few designs in KSP that does that. Come on, turn. Thrust to weight ratio is still 2.6, so yeah, we're good. So this central sustainer will get us all the way into a hopefully very high orbit, because we're going to shoot for the Mun. Keep saying moon, I think, but we're going to Mun. And the plan is to leave the one vehicle in orbit of the Mun, controlled by the probe core, and then we will put the other one in, bring the other one as a lander, and then ditch it at the Mun. Alright. So we'll circularize and then make a burn for the Mun. Actually, if we do this right, we might be able to just encounter the Mun on that burn. I think yeah, there we go. How much Delta V is that going to take? That's too much. There we go. Nice Mun encounter. For 1,300 meters per second, which is almost exactly what I've got. So that's perfect. Yeah, there we go. All right, do a quick save here. It's a 4-minute and 10-second burn. Oh, I gotta deploy. Oh, what just blew up? What? Oh no. Well, I'm glad I quick saved, because I think I had the staging wrong here. I think I staged the. No, it just didn't want. Why is it? Oh, that was weird. Worked fine that time. don't have any RCS on either of these, but RCS fuel, monopropellant on either of these, but it doesn't technically need it because we're not docking. I mean, you can do it without RCS anyway, but in this case, I really don't think it needs it. All right, so is the crew in here? No, okay, the crew is where it actually where I want the crew to be, which is wait. Did I seriously not? Oh no. Oh no, I forgot to put RCS wheels on this. Oh boy, I'm in trouble. I can't actually complete the mission like this. So we go back to here. This is why. Oh no, did I really? Let's see where this one puts me. Back at the KSC, but is Luna 1 still flying? No. Good. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I completed the satellite launch. Well, crap. It's like, why is this thing not turning? It's not turning because you didn't put RCS wheels on it, you dummy. Okay, so we got the fuel crossfeed put in. Have this split into 4 sides. Up the ejection force too to get it clear faster. All right, so RCS wheel on here. You dum-dum. Let's see. Command and control. Auto strut. And then put another RCS wheel in here. Auto strut. There. Now we can do what we gotta do. Also explains why it wasn't turning as well as I wanted. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and add some Delta Wings to this. I probably could have afforded to have those on there. So we'll just go ahead and put them on. Make it a little more stable once the boosters have been shed. Yeah, that looks good. That's all good. Although this needs to be rotated. These should be on the outside. The vernier engines should be on the outside. Makes it a little easier to steer. And they give them a little more torque. And everything else looks good now. Okay. Take 2 on that one. All right, and we are ready to launch. Let's go. Oh, did it? Don't have crew on here. I just realized there's no crew. Have to fix that. Jeb. Debdred. And try that one again. One more time. Other than not having the requisite RCS wheels, the ship has performed pretty well. all things considered. The things I was concerned with were not a problem, and the things I forgot about were the problem. I guess that's usually how it would work, isn't it? Alright. Oh yeah, gravity turn's going a lot easier with those on the outside. The vector range on that mainsail engine is not fantastic, I don't think. For the gimbal range. Eventually we'll unlock the vector engines, and obviously those have really good gimbal range. Okay, here we go. Now we're doing the thing. The sustainer, well, I'm actually going to move this down, because we want to play in the atmosphere to help get rid of it. High in the atmosphere, but still in the atmosphere. The sustainer will get us up to a nice high altitude, or nice high apoapsis, and then we'll kick in the second stage to circularize. And this will burn up somewhere and be someone's problem, I guess. Deploy this fairing about 60 kilometers. Actually 55, I think. Make sure it really... There we go. Falls away. Our crew can see what they're doing again. Separate from that just a little bit. A little pulse from the second stage, and then we'll do the same thing again. Create a maneuver node. Save game here. Get a nice maneuver node around apoapsis, and if we do this right, burn for the mun in one go. Oh wait, what? Oh, what happened? Why is the mun in a different position? Oh, that stinks. Huh. Alright, well, I mean, it's not like I can't circularize. And then do a second burn. Alright, so we just really want to get a stable orbit. And then... go from there. So we're going to get lined up, and I will deploy solar panel and the antenna again. Right. I'll go ahead and warp to maneuver. We're going for 1 minute and 4 seconds. And we'll circularize. Alright, I got 771 meters per second at delta V. Set the Mun as a target. And we're setting a we could do a free return trajectory. I'm looking at it here. That's probably not really necessary. $45 kilometers. That's a good Mun orbit. Mun periapsis, I guess I should say. Okay. We will line up, complete the burn, and that'll put this on an escape trajectory, so we're not worried about the... Oh, what the hell? There we go. Okay. And then let us go ahead and warp to next maneuver. And I hope this works out. Windows installing updates. Good. Make some minor adjustments here. Make some fine adjustments here. There we go. That looks good. And now we're going to go back to the Space Center and see about rescuing that guy from the Mun. I don't know if I should have picked that up. Because I have enough yeah, I should have enough. I'm gonna have enough space on my capsules, I think, to return him. So let's see. Let's do if we can do it. Oh yeah, he's off. He's on a weird. That's a sucky location, but I think I can get him. I'll have to make a slightly different. Slightly different. Actually, I'll make a course correction, mid course correction as we go in. Just get this change of sphere of influence here. There we go. So I want to actually do a change of inclination. Burn as well here. How much delta V is that going to take? 359 meters per second. Okay, so I don't have that. So what I'm going to do instead is put a maneuver here that changes my inclination. $37. That looks good, and that's 128 meters. That's almost perfect. That's exactly what I've got. So we'll make go ahead and make that change of inclination, and then we'll use the rest of the delta V from the other piece to actually do the insertion. Burn. Okay, so warp the next maneuver. I'll time warp until we're down. All right. It's much more expeditious to use the changing your inclination this far out. I mean, ideally, I probably would have done it another one, but I was not convinced that the conics were actually going to be correct as far as where my final orbit was going to be. Because there's sometimes the physics simulation goes screwy before you change the sphere of influence. I'm confident in my change here because I'm already in the month sphere of influence, so I'm not that worried about that. And that looks like that should take me over there. Make sure staging is right. Yes. All right. Now, this will... All right, so we'll get our... What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? There we go. Orbital insertion burn here anytime now. Actually, I want to bring that apoapsis down a lot lower. That's good. Yeah, 200 meters per second. I've got tons of delta V, plenty to get back, especially once I ditch this second stage. So, all right, we'll warp to next maneuver. And then time warp again to get down to where I need to be. So my inclination's a little off, but I can make up for that with the lander. I don't need to do any more adjustments here. I can just change my landing point. Okay, trajectories on. Make sure that's showing in flight. And just because that's actually going to show my landing point. And we'll save. Yeah, hi, kitty. Welcome back. Come here. There you go. We'll go ahead and make this nice Snookums. We'll warp to here. And plan our descent. Snookums. Oh, I could have got an EVA report. Damn. Alright, let's see. Transfer crew. No crew on parts, so I gotta transfer crew from here. Okay, and I want to make sure this has got hibernate and warp on auto. And thanks, Snookums, for staging when I didn't want to. Oh, you little shit. That's okay. Extend solar panel. All right, stop it. $268. Ooh, gotta burn now. Oh, no. No, I don't. That's okay. I was reading that backwards. Put the gear down. Snookums. Sit. All right, jeez, enough. Okay, looks like we're still on target. You know what I want to do, though, is actually give myself, because I'm going to be braking. So I'm going to overshoot a little bit. All right. Another quick save here. We are ready to land. Switch to surface mode. Retract the solar panels. I actually trust the estimated burn on the burn indicator more than I do the better burn time than I do the Kerbal Engineer, because I crashed the last time I relied on the Kerbal Engineer, so. Oh, we get delicate now. I'm using this fuel way less efficiently than I could be, but I just don't. I don't want to screw up. I can always make a hop. I'm well within range of switching to the other vessel, so. Oop. Touchdown. All right. Save game. Quick save 9. Send the scientist out to EVA. Surface sample. EVA report. Guess I get nothing for that. Activate my suit. Oh, turn off trajectories. Plant a flag. All right, we're rescuing that poor bastard over there. Burn in Kerbin and his. How did this get here? That doesn't even make any sense. I'm gonna fly over here. Oops. All right, he's on. Preserve mystery goo. Did the surface sample. Where's my other science stuff? I don't think I'm gonna get anything. Nope. Alright, so switch back to you and reboard. Here, grab board. Oh no! Oh no! Is the other one a P reentry module too? Did I bring the wrong reentry module? Oh no! Oh, I think I did. I think I switched. I used the P reentry there. Look, they all look the same. Oh no! All right. Well, that's bad news. For him anyway. Well, actually, it's bad news for that scientist, but that I left, that I'm going to leave here. Interesting. I have an idea. I wonder if I can make this work. All right. First thing we're going to do is save the game. Oh, what are you doing, buddy? Store those experiments. I think this has enough delta V to get back. This should have enough delta V to get back to a Kerbin orbit, which would then be pretty easy to send a rescue mission up. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and reset the materials bay. Reset the goo container. Get way away from this. Save the game again. Switch to the rocket. And how much delta V I've got? 906 meters per second of delta V. Yeah, I can get this back to LKO. I have no way to do fuel transfer from the other one, so I can't do anything with that. But I should be able to get this to LKO. And then, question is, how much delta V do I have on this? I don't know, because I don't have I don't have a Kerbal Engineering unit, and I don't have an engineer. I can't really land this safely. So yeah, I got to switch back to that one. I'm just gonna have to leave somebody on the mun here. One of the little fun things about Kerbal Engineering or Kerbal's space program is that they don't need oxygen, so I can just leave them here forever. So where am I at? If I get over to that Could aim for that other crater, but I don't think that's... No, I just got to go for a burn for orbit. Under 9 meters per second. Okay. Yeah, I can get into orbit and then... catch up with it. Eventually. So that's what I'm going to do. 103 meters per second. Got enough delta V to do that. All right, so here we go. Get to our maneuver. Two, one. Why is this maneuvering so weirdly? All right, so now we just wait. All right, we'll get there eventually. So we got to complete the rendezvous, transfer, do a spacewalk transfer. I can probably pick up EVA reports if I'm paying attention. Okay. Another EVA report. Should be able to bring back enough science to get the next level of docking ports, which would be really useful. All right, so that's about the closest I'm going to get. So I need to start planning a maneuver to get closer. this is delta V in the range of plenty. I gotta get to like less than. I get to less than 1 kilometer, I think, to get the actual rendezvous credit. That's good. I can do it from there. Yeah, this one will be a total wash. So I get plenty of science from it. Just watching the science thing. Ooh, damn! I missed that one. That one must have been over a crater or something. They're really small biomes. Farside Basin. Nice. All the big craters are biomes on the mountain, so that's nice. .6 kilometers, that should be within the range? So yeah, we got a killer relative velocity, be within visual range, and killer relative velocity. Definitely within visual range. Okay, just haven't quite. I can do an EVA report on edit. Hmm. They may have to be... Well, that stinks. They may have to have originated as two separate ships. Hmm. Well, I guess I can get that mission the next time. I gotta come back and rescue old boy from the surface. So we'll complete this one and call it a night. Get these poor guys back. Oh, this is the crow hatch. Come on. Okay. Now we have to, well, we need to do a couple things. We need to adjust the inclination, and we need to make a burn for Kerbin. All right, that's pretty good. How much delta V is that? 500. I'm sure I have that much. I'm not sure how much I actually have, but I know I have at least that much. So we'll do that burn. And then we'll do another burn to actually get our orbit down. Going all out of control here. Come on. Why are these being so wobbly? do a burn to get inside of Kerbin's atmosphere. And that should be it for tonight. Should give it a quick save, just in case. I goose something up. Set the altitude on this one up a little higher, just in case. Nice explosions. Ooh, we're getting a lot of heating here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. We're out of the danger zone. We're out of the danger zone. We're going to be able to, we're going to be all right. Can't barely use much of the ablator, but oof. All right. Parachutes are ready to deploy. Perfect. Well, that part at least worked well. Oh, I should have put the damn right capsule on here. I'd have made it much easier. Come on. So slow. The downside of deploying your parachute that high. Oh, what are you doing, computer? What have you decided to be silly about now? The game is... everything's chugging nicely. What's... I don't know. I'll get this thing on the ground soon. Well, we'll just have to send another mission to the Mun. Rescue that dude. Or actually, probably just keep him there. Send a science mission. Oh, wait, crew report? Alright, crew report. EVA. Surface sample. EVA report. And then recover the vessel. Oh, I successfully got the one guy back that I had to rescue for the mission, and unfortunately left somebody else there. But I think my next mission to the Mun, once I unlock some of this other stuff, will be to go ahead and do that rendezvous in orbit, and also send a scientist or a science lab. I don't want tracking station. I want to see what cool stuff I can unlock. Come on. an R&D. I have 321. All right. Don't need that. I could just unlock the Clampatron right now. The regular Clampatron. Skip this completely. And just get the Clampotron. I think that's probably a better bet. Yeah, because that'll also give me the radial attachment points, sort of stuff. Because I'm probably going to get missions to build a space station soon, and that will be, having a full Clampotron will actually probably be really helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. And command modules. Yeah, I can't actually unlock any of this stuff. Oh, it's a fatal airlock. That's funny. All right, yeah, and I think precision engineering. I don't need those. The HECS would be nice, but I think these would be nice too, particularly that reaction control wheel. But I think we go with the command modules. Yes. All right, we did the thing. Yeah, so next time I will go back to the MUN, and let's see if I unlocked any more. Well, all right, so the satellite in orbit of Minimus. Rescue analyze from the surface of the MUN. That's funny. I'm going to take these missions as well. All right, cool. Oh, I didn't. I guess this stayed before I upgraded this. I can afford to upgrade that. Any science from space around Kerbin. You can do that. And then do the rest of these rescue missions. I might do these off stream just because they're kind of boring, I think, for the most part. And, but since I just have to I'm going to get that one last mission because I'm going to get a little extra cash money. Let's see. Go ahead and get that extra science. Because I just have to get something. Doesn't matter what. And transmit it. Did I complete it? It did. All right. All right, that is it for tonight. I am going to go to bed, but I will be back probably maybe Wednesday, probably Wednesday, and then again next Monday to do more Kerbal Career Program. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night.